So how do you find a Battletech group to play with? We're doing this game of armored combat thing, and certainly Battletech is an established game. But as new players, as someone that is interested in the game, maybe you've picked up the starter set, the core set, you picked up some lance packs, you've got some hex maps. You're like, I'm ready to do this, but how do I locate players? I kind of wanted to look at two areas that I think really are focused and working with Battletech well. Now, in a previous vlog, we talked about ground zero, starting a Battletech group or starting a local gaming group. It wasn't so much about Battletech, but this idea that, hey, I've got this system, I've got this game I want to play. How do we utilize that? And we explored that. But I want to kind of offer on the opposite side in this vlog, connecting with current Battletech groups. Connecting with current Battletech groups. How I've done that in the past and how I would do that in the future if I find myself in the future with no Battletech group to play with. The first would be, right, it's a physical game. So are there any gaming stores or clubs or groups in your area that don't play Battletech, because obviously you would just connect with them, but play other games? A perfect example would be like a gaming or a hobby store. Going to that and speaking to the general manager, because people play games at all different times. Sometimes in a hobby store, there's official time, like, hey, this is Thursday, it's D&D night. Friday is Warhammer 40K night. When I was playing Battletech locally in a store, it was just the four of us. We didn't really advertise. We would show up on Thursdays and play Battletech. The store manager knew that. The store manager is your secret weapon to unlock gaming. To be able to go to that store and speak to the general manager, the store manager, staff, and say, I'm interested in Battletech. Do you know anybody that plays it here or even in the area? They might know another player that comes in on Thursday nights for D&D, but they're also a Battletech player. And they're like, look, I'll introduce you to this guy, Fritz, and see what we can do. That is one way to connect. The second way that I've had success in the past has been Facebook. There are numerous Battletech Facebook groups, and I have to say they're pretty good in the content that they post. I love seeing various mech pictures and various conversions and basing. So I primarily approach it from that to see what other Battletech enthusiasts are doing in terms of their miniatures and their terrain. But given the size of the groups and how big they are, it's worth posing a question to meet other groups. Hey, I'm in this area. I'm painting my mechs up. Does anyone know of a Battletech group in the area to play with? The Battletech community is very connected. The final way, and I say final way because it's kind of hit or miss, but it is definitely worth looking into, the official Catalyst Battletech forum. It's like this old school forum. It's been around for a long time. There's some great members on there. There's some really good hidden gems in terms of Tactica. There is a player meetup, and it's a thread. Players post where they're playing. Some of them, like in New York out on Long Island, have been running for years. Others are new, starting up. It's worth looking there to see and maybe connect with a group or a group of players, or even saying, hey, I've got the game of armored combat. I've got my 4 lance packs. I've got my hex maps. I'm in this area. Does anybody know any players? Does anybody know of any groups? That is where I would start to jump in. But keep in mind what I've pushed up also under the Wargaming Tactics playlist. You could always start your own Battletech group. It's going to be a little bit more heavy lifting, but that is also an option, a more challenging option. It's always easier to roll into an existing group, but being aware and being able to roll with both of those. So that's what I would recommend. If you're jumping into the game, you're excited, that's how you find a Battletech group to play with. Now I'm going to unleash the real secret weapon. The real secret weapon. You, my subscribers, those of you who follow my vlogs, those of you who listen to my various Tactica rants, some work, some don't work. I have learned so much from your feedback, and I appreciate it so much because it has allowed me, wherever I am in Battletech is because of you. It has allowed me to step out, literally step out of my meta, step out of playing here, and see Battletech from a viewpoint from dozens and dozens of other players. So I want to tap into that in the moment, and I ask the question for the comments: if you're a Battletech player, how did you find the group, the club, whatever that you're playing with? And if you were jumping into Battletech again, how would you find a Battletech group to play with?